Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to my channel. Today, I'm going to explore the key elements of Pakistan's legal and constitutional framework. In today's episode, I am going to discuss Article 1 of the Constitution of Pakistan 1973. As this article is the bedrock of our country's identity, structure and territorial integrity. Let's get started. Article 1 is the first article of the Constitution, and it lays the groundwork for understanding what Pakistan is as a state. It defines the official name of the country, its federal nature, and its territorial boundaries. For better understanding, the text of the Article 1 can be broken down into three key clauses. Let's take a closer look at each of them. The Clause 1 deals with Pakistan shall be a federal republic known as the Islamic Republic of Pakistan. This clause is crucial because it tells us that Pakistan is not just a simple democracy or monarchy. It's a republic where the power lies with the people and their elected representatives rather than a monarch. And being a federal republic means that power is divided between a central government and various provinces, each with its own authority. The name Islamic Republic of Pakistan highlights the significance of Islam in the state's identity and governance, setting the stage for the application of Islamic principles in the legal and political spheres. Let's move to Clause 2. This part of Article 1 spells out the territorial composition of Pakistan. Pakistan's territories include the four provinces: Balochistan, Punjab, Sindh, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, and the Islamabad Capital Territory, and federally administered tribal areas or FATA, which were merged with Khyber Pakhtunkhwa in 2018 through the 25th Constitutional Amendment. What's interesting is that this clause also leaves room for the inclusion of new states or territories into Pakistan, whether by accession or other means. This means Pakistan's boundaries can change depending on legal and constitutional developments. Now, let's talk about Clause 3, which gives Parliament the authority to admit new states or areas into the Federation. This is a powerful clause because it allows for the legal and constitutional expansion of Pakistan's territory. Parliament can set the terms and conditions under which new areas become part of Pakistan, ensuring that any such expansion is in the nation's best interest. Before proceeding further, it's more appropriate to look at historical context and evolution of Article 1 of the Constitution. How Article 1 came about? To understand this, we need to look at some historical context. Before the 1973 Constitution, Pakistan territorial boundaries were defined by earlier Constitution, the Government of India Act 1935, Constitution of 1956, and Constitution of 1962 defined the territorial limits of Pakistan. But after the secession of East Pakistan, which became Bangladesh, The 1973 Constitution was adopted, redefining Pakistan's territorial integrity and federal structure. Over the years, Article 1 has seen changes, especially with the 25th Amendment in 2018, which merged FATA with Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. This shows that while Pakistan's territorial composition is defined, it's also adaptable to changing political realities. It is also appropriate to discuss the importance of Article 1 and explanation of it. Article 1 of the Constitution of Pakistan, 1973, is a foundational provision that outlines the identity, structure, and territorial composition of the country. This article serves as a cornerstone for understanding the federal nature of the Pakistan, defining the scope of its sovereignty, and establishing the framework of its governance. It encapsulates the essence of Pakistan as a federal republic and provides a legal basis for the inclusion and administration of its territories. It is also appropriate to discuss the case laws relating to Article 1 of the Constitution. Here are six case laws which we are discussing here. The first case law, which is relevant to the Article 1 of the Constitution, is the Federation of Pakistan versus Maulvi Tamizuddin Khan, 1955. Although this case primarily concerned the dissolution of Constituent Assembly by Governor General Ghulam Muhammad, but its relevance to Article 1 lies in its exploration of the constitutional structure and the limits of executive power. The case highlighted the tension between the executive branch and the federal constitutional framework, particularly regarding the governance and territorial integrity of Pakistan. The Federal Court, led by Chief Justice Muhammad Munir, controversially upheld the Governor General's actions, a decision that had long-lasting implications on the rule of law and the constitutional governance of Pakistan. The case is often cited as an early example of judicial acquiescence to executive authority, which had implications for the federal structure outlined in Article 1. It sets a precedent for how constitutional provisions could be interpreted in favor of executive power, affecting the balance between federalism and central authority in Pakistan. Second case law is referenced by the President of Pakistan under Article 186 of the Constitution 1973 on the status of Gilgit-Baltistan. This presidential reference sought the advice of the Supreme Court on the legal status of Gilgit-Baltistan, a region not explicitly mentioned in Article 1 but of critical geopolitical importance. The reference addressed whether Gilgit-Baltistan could be integrated into Pakistan as a province or given a special status within the Federation. The Supreme Court's opinion emphasized that Gilgit-Baltistan should be governed under the framework of the Constitution, and any change in its status should involve constitutional amendments. This case highlighted the flexibility within the Article 1 to accommodate changes in Pakistan's territorial composition. It also underscored the need of constitutional and legislative action to formalize the status of regions like Gilgit-Baltistan, reflecting the dynamic nature of Pakistan's federal structure as outlined in Article 1 of the Constitution. Third case law is Watan Party versus Federation of Pakistan 2012. The Watan Party case involved a petition challenging the law and order situation in Balochistan, where the petitioner argued that the federal government was failing to protect the fundamental rights of Balochistan citizens. The Supreme Court held that the federal government had a responsibility to ensure peace and security in all territories of Pakistan as mandated by the Constitution. This case reaffirmed the federal government's obligation to uphold constitutional order across all territories defined in Article 1. It also emphasized the importance of federal oversight in ensuring that provincial governments adhere to constitutional norms, particularly in regions experiencing unrest and conflict. Case Law 4 is Khyber Pakhtunkhwa Assembly versus Federation of Pakistan 2018. This around the 25th Amendment, which facilitated the merger of federally administered tribal areas with Khyber Pakhtunkhwa in 2018. The petitioners challenged the constitutional validity of this merger, arguing that it violated the rights of FATA residents. However, Supreme Court upheld the amendment by ruling that it was consistent with the Constitution, including Article 1's provision for altering the territorial composition of Pakistan. This case was a landmark in the application of Article 1 as it demonstrated the process through which Pakistan's territorial boundaries could be constitutionally altered. The court's decision also reinforced the idea that federal structure could evolve to incorporate new territories, reflecting the Constitution's flexibility in response to changing political realities. Balochistan High Court Bar Association versus Federation of Pakistan is the fifth case law in this regard. In this case, the Balochistan High Court Bar Association challenged the federal government's control over the natural resources in Balochistan. The petitioner argued that the federal government's policies violated the province's rights to its resources as outlined in the Constitution. The Supreme Court ruled that while the federal government has overarching authority, it must respect the rights of provinces under the Constitution. The case highlighted the importance of maintaining a balance between federal authority and provincial autonomy, a principle rooted in Article 1's federal structure. It also underscored the constitutional framework's role in managing resource distribution and governance across Pakistan's territories. Abdul Majid Khan versus Government of Pakistan 2005 is the sixth case law relating to Article 1 of the Constitution. This case involved a petition challenging the governance of Azad Jammu and Kashmir, arguing that AJK should be more fully integrated into Pakistan's federal structure. The court, however, maintained that AJK had a unique status governed by its own constitution, and any change in this status would require both legal and political consideration. The case illustrated the complexities of applying Article 1 to territories with unique legal statuses, like AJK. It reinforced the idea that while Article 1 allows for the inclusion of new territories, such changes must respect the existing legal frameworks and political realities. These case laws provide insight into how Article 1 has been interpreted and applied by Pakistan judiciary, demonstrating its critical role in shaping the nation's federal structure and territorial integrity. Each case reflects the ongoing evolution of Pakistan's constitutional framework, balancing federal authority with regional autonomy and addressing the challenges of integrating diverse territories into the national fabric. has added information to your knowledge, then please like, subscribe, and share with others. Thanks. Thanks a lot.